Hello and welcome to Timmy Horton Outdoors. Man, one of the cool things in bass fishing is getting dialed in and figuring it out. We've had several situations while we've been all traveling across the country doing this television show where they're doing something a little different than what we expected. We're going to take you to our top 4 times that happened and explain the reason that it did. You guys stay tuned.
Imagine a place where 200-inch deer roam the hardwoods and fertile valleys with one of the most amazing views you'll ever see. A place where the eastern wild turkey shakes the woods on a spring morning. A place where you and your friends could enjoy a quail, deer, or turkey hunt and share the day's adventure in front of a campfire with fine dining. All this within a short drive of the best bass and crappie waters in the country. Go to visitwillowoak.com to book your next hunting or fishing adventure.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's awesome.
You're watching Timmy Horton Outdoors, presented by Profound Outdoors, Above and Beyond. And also by Alabama Custom Cabins, customizing your lifestyle.
I think my favorite thing about bass fishing is locating them. And when you go against the grain, or sometimes you find something a little different than what you expected, it's always really cool. One of those happened to me on Green Lake in Minnesota. We see this algae bloom, and we get out and we decide, let's go fish some docks, and we had some really cool action.
You know, we go to so many lakes throughout the country, Lake Oneida, Lake Cayuga, in New York, and even here in Minnesota, where docks are a big player in our tournaments. These docks are really shallow, so we're going to use a swim jig. We're not having to let the lure get to the bottom. And there's also a lot of vegetation around these docks. Therefore, a swim jig is going to work great. It can come through there without getting hung up. It's going to keep it right along the surface, and those bass are going to be sitting there in 1 or 2 foot of water feeding. Oh, that was cool. Another one. Get out of there, get out of there. That's a big one. Oh, he's got it. That's a big one. Boy, look at that thick one. That's a 3.5, 4 pounder. There we go. Come back at it. He followed it out. Ooh, what's a good one? Stay down. That is a giant. Sweet. What a strike. There we go. Oh, don't you jump. Oh, that's another big one. What a day. Ooh, there we go. That's a good one. Sweet. Buddy, he was under there. He lit it up. Look at the tub. Oh.
Man, that was pretty cool. You know, we went up to this area of Minnesota and we had big plans of fishing smallmouth, getting out on the big waters, and it was too windy. It just didn't happen. And after we go back and we see this little jewel of a lake, Green Lake, I'm thinking, man, you know, there's got to be the bigger fish. You know, we've catching all these 2-pounders. The bigger fish have got to be somewhere. And even though we had that algae bloom, I felt like I wanted to get offshore and see if we could find them. And when we did, it was some of the most amazing fishing I have ever experienced.
Dead on that spot, right where we marked it. That's a good one. Oh, don't you jump. A lot of people think you gotta have places. Hey, if it's structure, they're offshore, and you've got a clean bottom, look at this giant. You can stroke him. Well, he's so good too. Oh, look at that tub. Absolute giant. Minnesota, big crankbait. The Z-Boss 20, there's not a better design one in the industry. I'm a little bit fired up. There he goes. That's another big one. We're dialed on some fish right here. Stay hooked up. I mean, this feels like a giant. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh. A rarity for up north. Look at this giant. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Look at this. It's 6 pounds. Oh, 7 pounds. Oh. That. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Minnesota, worth the drive. Every time I come up here, look at this tub right here. Man, look at them bug eyes. Look how thick. Just, oh my goodness. That is an absolute stud.
Now what made this so unique is the fact that usually when you get a heavy stain in the water, and that can be from rain runoff or an algae bloom like what we had right there, the bass are gonna go to the surface. And obviously with those fish being on the boat docks, there was a lot of them. But those bigger fish were out offshore, schooled up, and catching them on that Z-Boss 20 was some of the most incredible action I've ever had. When I first got started in my career, I always imagined a place of my own place to fish, a place to explore, make a new path, and share with others. This is my dream come true with the help of Alabama Farm Credit. Alabama Farm Credit, together we grow.
Today's Habitat Enhancement segment is presented by American Fish Tree, engineered for a lifetime of fishing fun.
Hey, we're standing here by an American Fish Tree tree. This is one of the coolest things you'll see. They're American made, but the biggest thing is they have a hook on them if you want to fish boat docks. If you're not fishing boat docks, take the hook off. Now what I mean by boat docks is people have their own docks. They want to put brush piles around it, different things. This is tenfold better than a brush pile. I'm gonna tell you why. Guys, nowhere to hang up. Hooks are not gonna penetrate the PVC, not gonna penetrate the plastic. No grooves, you're always getting hung in limbs, in the B's of the limbs, or any of the bark or fleshy material that a hook is gonna hang in. That is the most important thing. Think about catching crappie or bass out of this and being able to work a jig all the way through there, banging into it with a crankbait without getting hung up. And more importantly, guys, it's gonna last a lifetime. Put brush piles out, you get about 2 years out of them. How about putting several of these in your fishing hole? They're gonna be there for years to come. Know the fish habitat, and it's gonna help you catch more fish.
All Swampers jigs are designed for technique-specific applications. The Kelly Jordan Flippin' Jig has a pointed nose with an encapsulated line tie to penetrate heavy cover. The Timmy Horton Finesse Jig has a lower line tie to decrease hang-ups. The Gary Klein Swim Jig has an upward keel to easily swim close to the surface. The Edwin Evers Head Turner stands up soft plastics with its flat triangular head design. See all the styles and colors of Swampers jigs at ProfoundOutdoors.com.